live and local, with coverage you can count on. This is WNEM TV5 News at 5:30.
Hundreds of children snatched from the arms of their parents detained at the U.S. border with Mexico. Tonight, a raging debate locally about immigration, secure borders, and the psychological effects of separating families. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us at 5:30. I'm Frank Turner.
And I'm Meg McLeod. The recent events at the border have many wondering, how are kids impacted when taken away from their parents? TV5's Craig McMorris talked with a local doctor about the challenges these children will face.
That's the pillar of our basic communities, is the family. And when you start separating them, it creates problems.
And that's exactly what's going on at the Mexican border. Immigrant children being taken away from their parents or other family members. Dr. Jim Olson is a pediatric neuropsychologist in Bay City. He says even at a very young age, such separation can be devastating.
Like within the first 2 years, we may be looking at reactive attachment disorders that will impair a child's ability to formulate relationships later in life.
And there are other impacts of taking them away from their parents.
Later on, it can be related to social withdrawal. There's going to be a lot of other psychological deficits children may develop, including depression and anxiety, and there can be some developmental regression.
Don't forget about the parents. They're also impacted.
To have your child removed is a very devastating and a scary experience. It's something that can also create a lot of psychological turmoil and distress for them too.
The doctor also has his own observations over what is happening at the border.
Well, it seems odd to try to break up a family unit who's trying to seek asylum in the United States. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and creating a lot more psychological problem for these people in general.
Reporting from Bay City, Craig McMorris, WNEM TV5.
House Republicans are said to be working on 2 immigration bills concerning family separation. And make sure you stay with TV5 and My5 for continuing coverage on air, online, and on your mobile device.
A live look over Bay City tonight. Water customers waiting to hear if even more money is about to be drained from their wallets. A proposed rate increase of less than $5 a month, drawing a wave of protest from residents saying rates are already too high.
TV5's Scott Walczak is following the flood of unrest live in Bay City. Scott.
Good evening, Meg and Frank. It's definitely a heated topic for sure. I mean, just imagine if it was your community. You probably wouldn't be too happy to hear that your bills might be raised. Now, throughout our coverage of these water meetings, residents have been speaking their minds to the commissioners and hoping to sway them. So it'll be interesting to see what the outcome is tonight. Bay City is looking to raise their water rates 68 cents per unit. When we talked with the city manager a couple weeks ago, she said it's because the county is charging the city an additional 68 cents per unit, so they kind of have to even things out and charge the residents that 68 cents. Well, we caught up with the county about a week ago, and they say there's more to it than that.
In last year's budget process, we received no claims of dispute over the rate process. In addition, there's another 10 cents that is a cost-sharing agreement to reimburse back to Bay City that 13 of the 14 communities pay.
The vote is going to be tonight, so come on down if you live out here and let your voice be heard. We're going to let you know what happens. Reporting live in Bay City, Scott Walczak, WNEM TV5.
All right, thank you so much, Scott. And as we've previously reported, commissioners are also discussing a rate increase for electricity.
2 Saginaw School Board members coming a step closer to recall tonight. The County Election Commission approving the language on recall petitions this morning. A Saginaw resident mounting the drive for ousting Treasurer Maddie Thompson and Secretary Kim Hamilton. She and other parents upset about Thompson, Hamilton, and 2 other board members voting to rescind a 1-year contract extension for Superintendent Nathaniel McLean, effectively firing him. The other 2 board members up for re-election this November can't be recalled. Now the petitions need enough signatures to put the recall question on the November ballot.
A local festival turned ugly over the weekend. Birch Run police had to be called to the Dixie Summerfest in Birch Run for what they're calling several scuffles involving people between the ages of 14 and 20. Police say rocks were thrown at them, but no one was hurt. One man was cited for reckless driving. And here's a live look over Saginaw and Flint, where it's definitely cooler than yesterday, but it doesn't mean the weather is any less crazy.
The wind kicking up and the chance for heavy rain increasing. Meteorologist Kylie Miller in the First Warn 5 Weather Center with more on what's coming our way. Hi, Kylie.
You guys are going to be monitoring a cold front that's going to get those winds really cranking for tonight, and we are going to be monitoring some scattered isolated rain showers or thunderstorms, but we're not looking for any washouts this evening. So if you have any plans, they're actually looking pretty good. We're just going to have to monitor some light rainfall falling across northern Michigan. But I want to take you out to US 10. We mentioned those winds, and they are quite breezy out there. We're holding on to mostly cloudy skies here, looking over US 10. But for the Monday evening commute, traffic is moving smooth. Here's those winds. They're coming out of the north, sustained at 5 to 15 miles per hour, sometimes gusting up towards 20. So if you have any loose items outdoors, make sure to tie them down or bring them in. And from this cold front, it's going to give us some relief. We are still battling the very hot temperatures. We're currently at 87 degrees in Flint, 83 in Alma, 77 in Clare, and 81 in Port Hope. Just monitoring on the First Warn 5 Sky Tracker, mostly cloudy skies, a couple of light rain showers near Houghton Lake, back towards Oscoda. But as we pan out and look at the wide view, we are starting to see some clearing to our north, impacting places like the UP. And that is great news because places in the UP, specifically Houghton, people have been battling flash flooding that has been causing roads to erode and just causing a lot of chaos in their direction. So for more details, let's send things over to Colette.
That's right. You know, Kylie, over the weekend, rainfall caused some massive flooding throughout parts of the UP. Check out these images sent to us. You can see the devastation right there in Houghton County. Dozens of sinkholes opened up and several roads just washed away, making it impossible for many to even get around.
Majority of us can't even get home. Roads are collapsed, bridges are collapsed, roads are covered in water. Whatever roads aren't collapsed, it's depending whether or not how heavy a vehicle you drive.
Now, thankfully, the rain stopped, but it will be a while before the roads are repaired. The National Weather Service warns people living in that area to stay off the roads until the debris has been cleared. Reporting from the TV5 studio, I'm Colette Boyd. Frank, Meg, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Colette. While marijuana could soon be legalized, many people will still have drug charges on their record for when it wasn't.
What to do with offenders when the crime they're doing time for no longer exists. That's tonight at 6.
But first at 5:30, a groundbreaking advancement in the treatment of an inoperable pediatric brain cancer. How it could save lives.
The possible fate for a woman 5 years ago breaking records on Jeopardy. What is going to jail? That and more when TV5 News at 5:30 comes right back.